I want to give you some idea of what my class looks like. Just quickly how to navigate it. I believe I may have done this in other recordings, but I wanted you to kind of watch. Anyway, to welcome you to the class. A student wrote me about a regular schedule. I don't really have one. What I do have are course modules. We'll get there in just a second. But this is the entry page. You'll pretty much know it's me because I've got some kind of picture here all the time. I do welcome you to class. This is Legal Environment of Business. I've been teaching this class since about 2008. I've got 3 years or more of online teaching. I can't say that this is my forte. I think I'm good at face-to-face. We don't get quite as much feedback here we're more distant, so if I tell a joke, I don't get anybody to laugh at it. I'm pretty good spontaneously in a classroom. Not always great, some days pretty awful. Anyway, so expect if you write me an email, I'm pretty likely to turn it into an announcement because if somebody asks me a question, I think everybody probably wants to know it. The picture here is Salt Marsh Bridge. Built by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, Britain's great railway engineer, Brunel. Kind of a favorite of mine. One of our themes is railroads. All right. Anyway, the next thing is faculty information. I wrote this out. It looks like you may have 2 of them. Hey, that's awesome. There's also some information about our online class mentor, Casey Wambacher, who's a really great resource. She was with me last semester, solves a lot of problems, very quick, a little more responsive bluntly than the professor. The professor, which is me, I'm an adjunct. I have some other things going on in my life, and I'm busy. I teach a face-to-face class at Merrimack. I don't have any other face-to-face this year. The syllabus, if you click on it, you can download the syllabus. I have it both in Word and in PDF. The formatting's a little funky because I'm not real good in Word. But if you walk in, you're going to see that we have course modules. And the big central part of this course are basically 2 modules, but one of them is bigger than the other. And that is this railroad magnate group pages. And so you'll see it even has its own separate little tab. If you click on that railroad magnates, you're going to see the 6 major Class 1 railroads remaining in the United States that are publicly owned. The 7th, the Burlington Northern Santa Fe, is owned by Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett's company. He bought it outright. I don't remember how much he paid for it. It had to be $95 billion. That's with a B, something like that. Basically bought it for Berkshire stock. So anyway, little anecdote about that. The people at Burlington Northern came to Buffett and said, okay, you've bought us, now what do you want us to do? And he said, keep doing what you've been doing. You guys are great. And if you ever have trouble, give me a call. I'll be glad to help. We're going to be looking at these railroads as kind of a framework throughout the semester to walk through all of our course modules. So as you'll see, as we go through, what I do is about every 2 weeks, well, actually, absolutely every 2 weeks, I bring this new module up. And what you're going to do is you'll see, now I don't bring all 8 of them out at once. It, I think, does overwhelm students. But every 2 weeks there's going to be stuff, and you've got to work hard in this class. This is not a tiddlywinks remember class. This is a tiddlywinks figure it out class, okay? This is a class where you've got to become the problem solver. What we're trying to do is help you become an expert in legal matters. So I'm probably going to post this as a YouTube video. I'm going to use this same format in my Merrimack class, so you're going to get a link to the same thing. Those classes will not intermix, but my YouTube portfolio of lectures is available to the UMSL students too. So, once you get into my YouTube my site, which I don't know if my voice will help put you to sleep. When I did just pure PowerPoint lectures for students, I always had a few that were going, oh my goodness. And now, of course, I was teaching life insurance too. But anyway, so what will happen is every 2 weeks you'll get stuff. And I think I put this in a different video, but the checklist for Module 1's long. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Well, I want to get the ball rolling. This is the big leagues. We start right away. We don't have any spring training. We just go right in. Okay? The load gets lighter as we go further into the semester. I think there's some advantage to you there, but I'm going to expect that you will have achieved greater expertise, that you'll become better at what you're doing. So my expectations performance also go up. While the amount of performance goes down, the expectations go up. And so when you look at the syllabus, which I've already recorded a video on, you're going to see that this is about 40% of your class is this railroad magnate group pages, but it also includes a single recording that you're going to do. I haven't settled on how I'm going to do this at Merrimack, so that may vary a little bit. In each of these courses, there's also going to be something called course documents. All right, so thus far, purpose is every 2 weeks, new module is going to pop. You better be ready for it. Inside those modules, you're going to, I'm sorry to keep bouncing back and forth here, you're going to find that one of the things you have to do, am I missing that? I think I am. Yeah, I'm missing a couple things that I just see. Well, actually, there should be a link that I built that will take you from the assignments over to McGraw-Hill. This is our textbook. And if you click on these McGrawHill Connect, you'll go in and you'll be able to go through each of these chapters, at least a Learn Smart project, or not project, it's not like a test either. For each chapter. Some students have found that reading the book, it just befuddles them, but they get a really good concept of what's going on by doing these projects or these little assignments, and that where they do struggle with understanding, the question always has this little read about it option. They're not timed, they're all about did you complete it. Anyway, so then we go into our course document, so I've got to add that in. Kids at Merrimack, this may not be exactly what, you're not going to look at exactly the same thing necessarily, but one of our other central projects is that we do a variety of, why did I do that? I'm going to get this open. I just want to open this. I think I've got it down here. Yeah. We just look at a variety of small little vignettes, or hypotheticals is what I call them, a hypothetical fact situation. A lot of students are really, what's a hypo? What's a hypothetical? Hypothetically, if X, Y, and Z happen, what would the result be? Now, a lot of students like to come in here, read this, they've got an answer, they're done. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. because you may have made a whole bunch of assumptions that proved to be untrue. And now maybe you destroyed somebody's career. You may destroy your own career. You got to be really careful. You know, it's real simple. Like one of these involves somebody who may or may not have shown up drunk to work. You know, first reaction is fire them, get them out of here. Well, deeper thinking about alcoholism will reveal that this person actually maybe has an illness. What? Alcoholism is an illness? Well, yeah, that's kind of been the medical thinking for about 80 years now. Alcoholics Anonymous arises from the fact that there were doctors who began to say, you know, this is just some people cannot control liquor. Once liquor touches their lips, they're off to the races. And they've got to do something about it, and the only real cure is abstinence. But we didn't even prove in this problem that this person has any kind of deal. So anyway, the way we do this is we look at it through a discussion board, okay? And so let's bounce back to the website. In this legal research project, we're going to have a dilemma that come out, you're going to work on each one of those. I've also put up an assignments spreadsheet which gives you all of your assignments. I'm not going to click on this because it's a privacy issue. Students in my UMSL class will get this. I'm not able to give you an online version of this in YouTube because that's public. It's absolutely public. It's wide open. Anybody who wants to search me can find me. But what you'll go to, and you know, here I've got some old ones that I used to do. But we're going to do some discussion boards. The Wall Street Journal, really interesting. Here's where you do the legal research project. I tried to set one up for the railroad magnates, but it doesn't work. We're stuck with this group setting. The other thing that we have going on in this class, we take one online examination in the first 5 weeks of the class. I haven't made it available yet. Let me change that right now. We're going to edit the test options, and I don't like any. I always like to change the color. I just don't like black as my default color for anything. And I'm going to make this available to you right now. What I need to do, however, is to set it so that it is available for a total of 5 weeks from date of class beginning. So that's Tuesday. The 17th is officially when we start. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm probably going to cut that though, because really you're not going to get all of that time. You're going to lose a little bit of it, but it's available right now, so it's open now. I'm going to cut it. It's going to be due on the 19th. So no, that's 5 weeks. So you're in the middle of the 3rd module when this is due, and I'll try to do the same for my Merrimack students. It is after submission. All right, so here's what feedback you'll get. All right, it's going to, after you submit it, it's going to tell you all the answers you made and all the answers you submitted. After I grade all attempts, it will show you what's correct. I'll let you contest anything you want to, but you have to put it in print, scan it, send it back to me. Anyway, we'll get back to that, but oh no, damn it, I screwed up. I'm sorry, folks. All right, I got to go back in. I should have submitted. I thought I was in the test space. So this is a good waste of time, but this is kind of typical of how Professor Bailey works. A little bit random. I like the way I teach. Not every student does. So we're looking at the 19th, and we're going to get out of there, and everything else was okay. So we want to submit that, and so when we pop out, now this test is available to you. All right, so you can begin working on it right now. What you can do is save all answers. Once you click save and submit, it's over. You have now sent it in. If that was a mistake on your part, you have to send me an email to tell me, hey, reset my test. It's going to wipe everything out. So the best way to take this test, at least on the fill in the blank and other exercises, is to actually have a Word document where you bring everything in. We used to have a departmental final. They've finally gotten rid of it, so we don't have that. Then the last thing we've got is this railroad magnates, where you're going to go in, you're going to, and I'm just going to click on CSX. I'm going to have essentially the same setup for everybody. For the most part, what you're going to be using is File Exchange and Group Discussion Board. And you're going to behave as though you're somewhere in the management chain, and I'm hoping upper management chain for the railroad. I want you to practice being not necessarily the CEO, but somebody who might be working on a committee that advises the CEO, or who has some kind of supervisory responsibility over a large section of track. And I'm already gone 16 minutes, but let me drop one more item on you, and that is, how do I know, how do I find these things? Well, guess what? You go into a certain search engine owned by Alphabet. I think all the others are garbage, but that's my official, that's just me. And you type in the letters of your railroad or the name of it, and guess what? You go right to it. Boom. These are some pretty cool websites, folks. Look at how look at this one. Here's CSX. This is just awesome. This is the Chesapeake system. Anyway, we're going to kind of get used to these places. We'll be talking about them a lot over the course of the semester. They're really, I think, pretty good models of successful businesses. Every one of these is over 150 years old now. That's a long time for any entity to survive, and besides which, they got really cool equipment. So anyway, thanks for listening. Have a good time. I hope that introduced the class to you a little bit. Thanks.